Okay, in this video, I'm showing how to edit these interactive websites so that you can see what's going on. There are actually 11 pages involved right here, but many of them are duplicates. Some of them might not be used right away and so forth. We're going to start on the main page, which is right here, the home for sale template. So when you download this template, certain things will be cleared out. The URL will no longer be this URL. So let's start with that. Open up edit. Actually, when you download it, it will open up into your editor. It will look like this. So one thing you have to do for sure right away is change in the website settings and give this a new URL because of course URL stands for unique or the U in URL stands for unique. So you want to change that to the possibly the address of the property that this particular page is for. So that would be probably make the most sense. So you're in there, then you edit your logo here. To do that, you click on the settings thing here. You click on what you want to change and you can find your own logo, select that, and once it's selected, you would upload it. I did not change it here, but you would have your own brokerage logo show up here. You can then go back to the house, and now we're going to start editing from the top down. Click on the little pencil, click on what you want to edit. Obviously put the address in here, put the city in here. You can totally choose what you put into these areas. These are just suggestions. That's the idea of the template. In here, you want to click in here, go to style, go to section background, and go to image. Then you would add an image. You could, you would upload the image most likely of the property that you're wanting to feature or highlight. So you do that. And then this overlay often pops up. So unless you want it to look like it's a very dull, boring day, you might want to bring that back over and give it a beautiful bright blue sky again. Click on OK. Scroll down. In here, if you click outside, you're going to be editing the outside section, which in this case is the color, changing the color. So if we go to style, you could change the color of this here. But most likely, you're actually wanting to edit in here, unless you want it to say 250 character description over and over again. So in here, you would edit the price, edit the description, just the indication that this can only be 250 characters, including spaces. So a very short, concise description, which is always awesome. Next section, you would go in here. It's easy to change out photos. Simply click on change image, upload your image, and there you go. You can delete any images that you don't need. Obviously, delete ones that are not your listing. That makes sense. Going down here, we have this section. Let me get out of here. I'll cancel out of. You want to cancel out of each section and sometimes even save after each section, just so any changes that you've made will be saved without having to redo everything if you mix something up. So now I'm into the next section. It says see this home on MLS. Click here. You could change the wording if you want. It's right here. You could add more information if you want, but to keep it just simple, then you would get the URL for the MLS, however you get that, for this particular house. So if you have a replicated site that you can pull up MLS on, you could put that link in here. If instead you use HomeSpotter or HomeSnap, you can pull up the MLS listing, copy the URL, and place that in here. Whatever you place in here, then when they click on this button, it will open up a separate page, or it will open up to that page. That will take them off of your website, but they'll be getting the information they want. And depending on how it's set up, you may have a lead capture page over there as well. Moving on to the next section, it's very similar. If you don't have one of these things, or for some reason you don't want to include them, you can always click the little trash and it will disappear. If you wanted to add a third section in here, here's a way to do that. You can add a third, even a fourth section in here. That would get really tight on this, I think, but you could do it. Let's say you want to duplicate something. You just click on duplicate and it reappears. Wow, we've got a lot of them now. I want to duplicate, I want to not have this many of these. So I'm going to duplicate this or delete this entire section. And if you only click here, you only delete one section at a time. If you click here, you delete one section at a time. And now you end up with this funky space, and it will look like space. So you want to click on the outside here, delete that, and now you're done. And as you do each of those things, you do want to hit save so that you, again, maintain what's going on. Setting up a showing, click here. You can change any of the wording to match you. Do you have a calendar link? Make sure that you're reading each thing, make sure it applies to you. And in the request showing section, so all that editing is happening over here on the left. Down here where it says request showing, this is where you would put your calendar link in, or maybe an email. You could change this to an email. Right now I have it on a redirect URL. If you put your calendar link in here, you'd replace that. I have put in here a default page that says change the link. If you forget to do something and you go through and you check your links and stuff, you'll end up on a page that says, whoops, you forgot to change this link. And it's nice. If you would forget it, if a client would find it, it should be fine. But then you'll know to go back and fix that. And meanwhile, next section, of course, you want to put your name, you want to upload your photo. All easy to do. Click on here, change image up here, change your name. You can add in other things as well. Do you want your address showing? You can put that in there. And then make sure that you update all of these links for Facebook, Twitter. If you don't have one of those, just remove it. If you don't, don't leave them up there just to have them up there. Obviously, make sure that these are legitimate links that are going to lead them to find out information about you and or your business. So this is just a little bio here. Again, 250 character bio. What if they want to know more about you? Because, this is all about you attracting the types of people you want to work with. So this learn more about you, but me button will take them to another page, which I will show next. At the very bottom, you want to, again, change your logo per your brokerage requirements. Make sure that you also update information here. Social column, completely optional. You can add it in, you can take it out. Likewise, your name, your email, phone number, contact information. If you want to show your address, you can. It's not a requirement on websites that you show your address. So that covers this particular page. I didn't make any changes that I want to keep. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to say, don't save. And now we're back here. So this was the page we just did. There are 4 other pages that are essentially duplicates with just different photos. So home for sale template, home for sale template, home for sale template, home for sale template. You'll see these come into play in the next page we're going to edit, which is actually the About Me template. So click on About Me. Now, this is where when they want to find out more information about you, they would go to this page. Once again, if you've downloaded this from templates, you're going to want to go into website name and give it a nice website URL. Hey, how about your name, or whatever your brokerage allows you to use as a website URL? Of course, always stay in compliance with your brokerage and state laws. So you go in here, you change that, and then it's the same idea. You want to click on the gear button, change that logo, click back on the house. This time we have two pages. There's a home page and a My Blog page. You don't have to have a blog if you don't have a blog. You can just go in here and you can hide that in case maybe later you want to have a blog, but it does seem to disappear here. And that's great. If you want to add it in later, you click on show and it reappears as an option. We're just going to edit the home page first. So we click on that little edit bar. Again, edit this information to match you, including social, as much information as you like. Do you love to swim? Do you love to run? Do you have kids? What's your passion? Put that in here so that you can match with clients that are going to match with you. Down here, if you wish, you can include photos, photos of yourself, having fun with your friends, doing your favorite sport, whatever it is. If you don't wish to share photos, then you can just simply delete the section with the trash can. Beneath that, there are two sections for buyer's guide. Get your free buyer's guide, get your free seller's guide. This is a great opportunity to get them to share their information with you. So you want to just leave these for now. They will go to great pages. There's nothing for you to change or edit here, but underneath here, you probably need to do some edits. So now we get into the listings. So the listing that you've already created, you can edit, you could add in here, the one that we just did. So this would be, you want to click on here. You want to put in that short description here that you had before, put the address in here, and change the image to match the home. You also have to remember the URL that you created. It's probably the address for the property. And that's what's going to need to go into this URL over here so that, of course, they can get to that page. Good idea. So they'll be able to get to that page. That's essentially it. That's the only edits. It's fairly quick, really easy, and you're done. Then, just because you're an amazing real estate agent, you have 4 more listings. Isn't that amazing? So in that case, you just go through and do the edits on each of these as well. Edit the photo, edit the address, edit the URL, and then likewise, you would need to create pages that such that when they go from here to the website for that property, obviously that it would work. Scrolling down, so you need to change as many of those as you need to. Hey, this time, poor you, you only have 4 listings, not 5. So once again, you could click on this. If you click on this trash can, all of it, all of the section that's all connected will all go away. If you click on here, or just on this section, only these 2 parts will go away. If you click on just here, just that part will go away, and that will be, I don't know. So you really probably want to delete the whole section. Oh, but wait, suddenly 2 new listings have come in. What do you do? Well, that's easy, actually. You can duplicate just like we did before. And now you have a 6th listing that you can have right here. All you have to do is change the photo, change the description, give it a new URL, and then create another property listing page, which we already covered how to do that. I will delete that extra section. Whoops. I want to delete the whole section, not just the button. And down here, there's another opportunity for them to engage with you, set up showing. In this section, you do want to make sure, once again, that you have added in possibly an email link, probably your email link here. And but it could be anything, your choice. You do want to change the button action to email, or if you want them to go to another URL, then you could do that as well. At the bottom, of course, change your logo, and you're pretty much good to go for this part. We're going to click back here, and there is that second page. So what does the My Blog page look like? Well, let's find out. To find out, you click on the pencil, and here you go. Once again, here's your name. Here's your photo, brand you. It's right at the top. Hey, you decided you're sick of seeing yourself. You can delete the section. You know how? You click on it and you delete it. I'm not going to do it. Again, if you want to offer your buyers and sellers guides, they're already in here. You don't want them. You know how to delete it. here's your posts, post 1, post 2, post 3, 3 different photos, and they go to 3 different pages that have been created. So for every new blog post you create, you actually put together a new page, which is awesome because you have unlimited pages. These pages, these posts, by the way, if you're writing them originally, they're your original writing, you could promote them and have them seen and found and lead people back to your whole website in kind of reverse engineer attraction, which is pretty cool. In each one of these, the 3 sections are all tied together. On mobile, this looks really great. The title, the photo, the short intro, and the button will all be in line for the first one, then the second one, then the third one, because of how these are lined up. But what do you do when you get to post number 4? Well, as a matter of fact, it's not that hard. Click here, duplicate, and now you can do this. Oh, but wait, it says post 1, 2, 3 again. Well, obviously you just go in and change that to post number 4. And post number, whoops, excuse, hit OK. Post number 5 and post number 6. But don't you want your most recent post to be on top? No problem. Grab the slider, drag it above, drop it. Post 1, 2, 3 is down here. Post 4, 5, and 6 are above, and you could keep building your blog upwards as you go. If you don't have a post 5 or a post 6, you can delete just that post. Whoops. In this case, I'm going to delete it very piecemeal. Unsaved changes. Let me get back to that. Okay. Just having hiccups at the moment. We're going to go to editing the blog again and delete. You do want to delete this piecemeal apparently, so that you don't end up deleting all 3 posts. So now you've done that. Oh, wait, but now you do have a post number 6. What are you going to do? You can click here and drag these. Oops, excuse me. I'm going to undo that. These sections just drag and drop. They can be a little tricky, but generally they work pretty well. Of course, I'm being super tricky with it, and it might just be a little past my bedtime, but when you get extra spaces like that, just go ahead and delete them because they will show up as extra space. In this case, I did a really bad job of drag and drop. It looks like I somehow managed to delete something. No problem. Go over. In this case, I'm going to find the large image. I'm going to drag that right back where I want it. I just need to add an image into it. I think I will add this image into it. And it's back. Again, this overlay appears to be on it, so drag that away, and there you go. Now, like I said, if you add it post 6, I'm going to do it again. Oh, no. There is a way to copy this whole section. Let me show you over here. Cancel. I'm going to grab a headline. I am going to get this in here, whether it likes it or not. There we go. Post 5. I'm getting a little giddy here. Okay, so save. Okay. Click, duplicate, drag, click, duplicate, and drag. This one decided to go up above for some reason instead of next door. Now it's there. Click, duplicate, and drag, making sure that they stay connected. You've now recreated these. It's really not as hard as I just made it look, although sometimes the trickiness is just things slide around a little. As always, once you're finished with edits, you want to hit save, and then you can hit preview. I'm going to do that right now. Hit save. It's missing some link here. So I'm going to, what I wanted to show you is the extra space that would appear here. So we're going to delete that. And then I really want to delete this whole section because I just don't want that right now. This is something extra here too. And there it's gone. So those are the 3 posts. I'll show you how to edit those particular posts next. Down here, it says meet with me. Once again, double check, what is this form doing? If they fill this in, what happens? Go over and choose the button action that you want it to have happen. They could call you. Be careful with that one. They could always call you or email you, go to a redirect, download a PDF or whatever else. So, and of course your logo at the bottom. Okay, so you have now edited your personal branding portion of the website. So we are going to, I'm just looking it over, making sure I actually like everything that's still left, that I didn't mess with it too much, because I did hit save a couple times. Okay, I think we're good. So save and exit in this case, we're good. Okay, so we've covered the home for sale template. This is for one house for sale. This would be for a second, third, fourth, and fifth house for sale. Then we cover, so next I'll go over the sellers and buyers guides. So down here, again, when you download it, it will automatically open up into the editor. Don't worry about this block in here. It's here. Just don't worry about it. It doesn't show up when people see it. It's actually a very cute looking photo of, you know, somebody who's just getting their new house, or selling their house. Get your seller's guide here. Most important is that this is a form. So click on the editing button, click on the form, make sure that does what it needs to do, which is download something. So you need to actually change this button action to download PDF. You will then upload whatever PDF, whatever you have as a seller's guide, probably branded to you, all beautiful. You had to have it done by a graphic artist, however you do it, whatever. You want to upload a PDF here. It will list the name of the PDF right above it, so you know that it's uploaded. And then when they click on download now, after entering their information, of course, so now they're in your contacts, it will show that they downloaded the seller's guide in your contacts. It's really clever. I'm not changing any of that officially right now, just because I'm not going to create a PDF that you would need to see. So right now it goes to that change the link URL. I should show you what that looks like. It looks like this. Oops, the link needs to be updated. So if you ever see that as you're checking over your work after you're done with everything, now you know that you have to find out where that was. Then there's just a return to website. If they do this, they're going to go back to your personally branded page, update your information here. Same thing, new form. Make sure that you add your logo, check out what this form is doing in terms of a button action. It's just checking over things. Change your logo up here. So the seller's guide, buyer's guide is the same thing. I don't think I have to open it. It just has a different photo. It looks like somebody looking around an empty space, and it's a cute photo. Get your buyer's guide here. Likewise, if they've requested the buyer's guide, you're going to see that they requested a buyer's guide. So that's good for you and them. Make sure that when they download it, they get a buyer's guide or a seller's guide according to what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to exit out of here. I don't want to save anything. And this is the buyer's guide photo, if you can see it here. So Actually, I'll just open it. This is what it looks like in real time. Get your buyer's guide here. Looks like people looking around. It's a very simple page. It doesn't confuse them. They can then return to the website, which looks like this, and get to everything else that they want. Finally, we have these 3 blog post pages, which again, anytime you need more, you do your first blog, your page post, your second blog post, your third blog post. Oh no, you need another blog post. Click page. You click on the 3 dots and you duplicate. Once you duplicate, voila, a new page is created, and then you go in and edit it. So all of 3 of these are edited the same way. I'm going to just edit this one. Again, I've branded it so that you put your brokerage and your personal information at the top, brand you, then you would put in the title of the post. Then the short description of the post, add in an attractive photo that's related to the post, and then put in the post. So to edit all of this, once again, of course, I've gone through most of it. You would just click on the pencil, enter the section, and start editing as needed. You can add another heading in here. There's all sorts of things, change your images. Let's say you get down here and you actually want to put in a video. Well, grab a video. Let's say you have a video post instead. Grab a video, drop it in. All that is required is the link to the video, which can come from a video on YouTube or Vimeo. It must be one of those 2. Drop the link in the link, and it is a full-size video right here, right away. It's really beautiful and really easy to do. I'm going to cancel that. Of course, the link is required. Let's say you want to put another image into your blog. You could put an image in a couple of different ways. You could grab the content section, drag this over, and here I've dragged it into here, and you want to add an image and some on one side and keep the writing going on the other side. First, you select the style that you want it to go, click on OK, and now you would drag image over to here and select an image. How about we pick a real estate mortgage picture? There we go. We have a mortgage photo now, and we're going to add that in there. But meanwhile, you want the rest of this to kind of stay in line with what you've been doing. Oh, that looks a little dark. Remember to change the overlay. And then you want to, over here, you want to just keep with the same kind of writing that you've been doing. That's great. Go ahead and grab the large text block, drag it over, click on Edit Text Block, and enter in the, the stuff that you want to say. Usually I just copy stuff like this that doesn't make sense. Obviously you want your blog post to make sense. It won't take that much. So I'll take just that much, copy to make it look good. I'm going to put in this much here, click on OK, and now it's done like this. If you want it to look a little tighter, you can actually connect these sections. So that's dragged up there. And oh, now I lost the 2 sides. Well, anyway, you can connect sections. Now we have a very large photo in the middle of things. But if you want to make it smaller, you can do that. You can move things around. So have fun with it. This is why it is a good idea to save things frequently so you don't get too far down the road of edits and then make a silly mistake and then have to redo everything. So in this case, I've kind of gotten to a standby again. I guess I'm going to hit save. Website's updated, but now I want to edit and get rid of this whole section. Delete. I actually kind of like the idea of throwing that photo in here, so I am going to do it one more time. I'm going to put the photo in again. Add an image. Real estate. Why not? Mortgage. Sure. And then Remove that overlay that's always showing up. And then put on the large text block. Okay, and there you go. I think I'll actually save and keep that as an example. Oh, wait, I don't want it that far down. So grab it and drag it. Now I've dragged it up to here. It's a little bit closer to the top. You have a few other sections. It's all good. So lots of ways that you can edit things. This is just one blog post page. Again, if people have questions on this blog post and they enter this form, it will appear in their contact in your back office so you know which blog post they were commenting on when they decided that they had a question for you. Right, enough said. Other blog posts would just be repeats, duplicates, so forth. And that's the end of that. Okay, now this blog post page has the extra photo that the others won't have, but I think you can see how easy it is to add those in. We have now covered all these different pages, remembering that almost half of them are just duplicates for purposes of showing how it can work. 5 of them are listing pages. 3 of them are blog pages. 2 of them are seller or buyer guide pages. That's 10. So really the only other one is the personal branding page, which is the About Me template that I'm showing here. Happy editing.